Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'm going to talk about the reasons why you're not getting faster at running. And I'm going to break down 4 different things you can do to make yourself faster at running. So if you're stuck on one of those plateaus where you've been running for a while and you're just not getting any faster, or you think that you've reached your ceiling or your limit and that it's just not going to get any better for you, there's 4 things in this video that you can do that will make you much faster. When I started this YouTube channel back 3 years ago, I was doing the plateaued method of training, which is going out all the time and just training at a specific heart rate. So I was kind of running at the same speed all the time. And I did, over a couple of months I did get a little bit quicker, but the ceiling kind of came, I met the ceiling pretty quickly, and then it was hard to push it up a bit. And the reason why I was just running at the same pace all the time. So that's probably the biggest mistake that a lot of people do, is that they just go out and they think that just running more is going to make them faster. And initially at the start, when you're a beginner runner, when you get new to the sport, or when you're kind of just starting out, yes, absolutely, just doing a whole heap of miles and increasing your mileage each week will definitely make you a little bit faster. It will definitely make you a little bit stronger, and you will notice it. But like I said, you will meet that ceiling pretty quickly, and then once you get to that ceiling, like I said, there's these 4 things you need to do that are going to make you faster over a much shorter period of time than just trying to bash through by running at the same pace all the time. And when you do that stuff where you're running at the same pace all the time, it can be very demotivating when you don't think you're getting faster. Maybe you're turning up to a race or 2 and you're just not getting any better at the races. It could be just going to a park run each week and for some reason you just can't seem to run at a specific time or break your PB or whatever. And I think, again, like I said, what a lot of people are doing is just running at that same speed. So the first thing that you can do is just kind of try and break that mold of just running at the same pace all the time. I know it seems really comfortable and it's really kind of suiting sometimes just to put on the shoes, go out the door and just run the same pace at the same route and just get your run done. So you're kind of fixated more on just getting the run done than actually doing anything structured with it. But I think if you just try and mix it up, so if you're running 3 days a week, just try and make one of them a hard day. So either one week do an interval session and the following week do a tempo session, or if you can, if you can, then on the 3rd run just try and make it a little bit longer. So with your longer run you can just kind of drag it out a bit, and maybe for the last 2 or 3 kilometers of that run try and pick the pace up. Now you don't have to be going at race pace, but just a little bit faster than just going out and doing your easy run and trying to stick at that easy pace all the time. So that's the first thing you do, is just try and mix it up and definitely add in a hard day as opposed to just running easy all the time. Okay, so the second thing you can do then is to stop skipping strength day or start adding in some sort of strength training to your training. So even, you don't have to go to a gym to do this, but if you've been running for a while and you just find that you're consistently running a decent amount of mileage each week and your speed has just not getting any better and you can't break those PBs and whatever distance it is, start to introduce, just doing at home, go on YouTube and find a video for leg strength training for a runner. I'll link one of the videos here myself if I can. I'll have a couple of videos on my channel. If not, I'll have one at the end of this video. I'm just trying to get some strength into the legs, do a little bit of resistance training, build up the strength and the power in the legs. Once you build up the strength and the power to be able to lift resistance, you'll be able to push yourself forward a little bit faster. So you'll definitely get faster running. So even if you don't do anything else other than this, you can keep running at those easy paces. Just adding in 1 or 2 days a week of doing strength training for the legs means you will definitely get a little bit fitter or a little bit stronger, and therefore a little bit faster over whatever distance you're doing. So yeah, not reneging on your strength training would be number 2. And if you're not doing any strength training, I would urge you to add in at least 1 day a week. It doesn't have to be anything sexy, it doesn't have to be cool, you don't have to be lifting these massive weights. Just a little bit of strength training just to firm up those legs and give you a little bit more strength and power will certainly make you a bit faster. Okay, so the 3rd thing you can do to make yourself a little bit faster, and this one surprises people all the time. I had somebody I was coaching last year and they fell into this trap, and once we fixed it, this person got much quicker with her running. And this thing is just not prioritizing rest or not resting properly. So this is kind of, you'll notice this if you're somebody who kind of runs every day or maybe 5 or 6 days a week, or if you're running 3 or 4 days a week and you're going to the gym on top of that on the days off. So prioritizing rest, so making sure that you're giving your body the time to make those adaptations in order for you to get yourself a little bit faster. So let's say you are doing, like I said in point 1, you're adding in some tempos and intensity sessions and even a long run some weeks, and then you're also doing some strength training like we spoke about in point 2, and you just don't give yourself the time to rest, you don't give yourself the days off. Try doing that, just mixing in a complete day of rest, either 1 or 2 a week. or mixing it up, putting in your strength training session on the same day that you do your hard tempo workout, because that's a good way to get the body to have a day to adapt in the following day. Yeah, and just mixing it around and making sure that you get that, prioritize the time to have some downtime, because it's in the days where you're not training that you go through those adaptations. Your body changes kind of metabolically and biologically in order to make you give you better capacity to run faster, farther, and for longer. So yeah, so doing that is definitely something that will bring your running on to the next level. It will certainly make you faster if you're doing all the other stuff. And on top of just giving yourself the days to do that, also just making sure that you're getting that sleep. So 7.5 to 8 hours sleep every night. Just doing that alone, again, if you're a poor sleeper, or if you only go for that kind of 6 hours a night, if you try and add in an extra hour each night, you will notice that your recovery is much better, your running is much better, and the reason why your running will be much better is that you're just giving yourself more time to make those adaptations, and therefore you're getting, but like I said, biologically and metabolically fitter, faster, and more able to push yourself and get your body to go through those demands that you're asking for it when you're out running. Okay, so the fourth thing that you can do to make yourself faster, and you're going to like this one if you're into a bit of running and you've been doing all the stuff that I'm talking about. The last thing, and it's kind of icing on the cake, is just run fast. Just get out and run fast, and you know, you can come on YouTube and a lot of people give you all these different little ideas about, you know, do running slow to get fast, and you know, keep your heart rate at a certain thing. Sometimes you just got to get out there and push it, okay, really push it. Doing stuff, two things that you can do to really help you in this area is just doing some strides. So once a week just doing a set of strides, and once a week doing a set of hill blasts. For strides, you go out, you find a flat surface, a flat road, or even a slight decline, okay, and you go out, you do your easy run, and in the penultimate, or in the second last kilometer or second last mile, you do, let's say, 5 by 30 seconds where you're running at 90% of your maximum, so you're really sprinting. You do that for about 30 seconds, you turn around, you have like a little walk or shuffle recovery, and then once you're ready, you go again. You pick up the pace, you go at it for 30 seconds, really hard, and we're talking really pushing it. People get confused with strides, they think you have to run with some sort of a weird gait and high knees. No, just sprint. Like as if I tell the people I coach, imagine you're lining up to the 100 meters in the Olympics. Run at the way you would run on that. Just run really hard, and then once you finish, you shuffle back. When you do your strides, and the day you're doing your strides, if there's a bit of a wind blowing, make sure that the wind is, you've got a tailwind, so don't do your strides into a headwind, and don't do them on any sort of incline, because the purpose of doing the strides is we want you running, we want that leg turn off, we want that kind of neuromuscular facilitation of you running really fast. So you're going to be going as fast as you can, so either a flat or a slight decline surface and a little tailwind or no wind at all will be the best way to do them. Okay, the other thing I mentioned is doing some hill blasts. So again, if you get a little hill, not too steep, so maybe about 5 or 6% gradient, and what you do with that, similar to the strides, but this time you're only working for about 8 to 10 seconds, and on the hill you're just going to run exactly like the stride, just a sprint for about 8 to 10 seconds, just going up that hill, really pushing it. Again, you don't have to run with any sort of funny gait or any sort of doggy there. You don't have to run with any sort of strange gait or any sort of strange stride. Just run as fast as you can up that hill, just push it 8 to 10 seconds. Once you get to 8 to 10 seconds done, turn around, shuffle back recovery down to the bottom, go a little bit past where you start, turn around, start it with a jog, and as soon as you get to that point where you're going to go to 8 seconds again, you pick it up to an absolute all-out sprint, and then you come back down. And again, 5 to 6 times down, 8 to 10 seconds is what you need. And if you do that, you're going to notice a big difference in your speed and your ability to run. That's going to develop lots of strength in the legs. It's going to give you the confidence that you know you're now running every week, you're running a little bit faster, and that is absolutely fantastic for building up your speed on race day. And that's pretty much it, guys. They're the 4 little points you do. You don't have to train like a pro, you don't have to change too much in your training, but you do have to do just a certain few things, you know. Stop doing the same thing all the time. Add a little bit of strength training, get a little bit of strength and resistance into those legs. Make sure you're getting the rest, recovery, and I probably add with that good nutrition and hydration. And then just getting out some days and just running really hard, just pushing it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be every day, but once a week, even once every 2 weeks, just go and run really hard where you're kind of taking yourself to those places that you only get to on race day. And just, you don't have to do it for long. Like I said, 30 seconds on the strides, 10 seconds on the hill blast. You do all those, I guarantee you're going to get fast really quick. It's not a It's not a thing that's saved just for the really good, the really fast, and the pros out there. You can get some really fast times yourself if you're just willing to commit and just push it on training days and chase those times and goals you want. But like I said, it won't happen if you don't change some things. So I've given you some food for thought. Go through some of that stuff that I spoke about today, and if you think it helps, please do let me know. If anybody out there is ever interested in any coaching, I coach a couple of athletes. It's €29 a month, and I just do your training, kind of work it out week on week, post it on Strava. You can just go through it all. I've had some good results so far and continuing to do so. Anyway, I hope this video helps. I hope some people got something from it. I hope it makes a few people faster. And you know what to do in the meantime, guys. Between now and the next video, run far, run fast, and most of all, run sensible.